Welcome back to Masters on the Move. Today's guest has come a long way to join us, all the way from Coventry in the UK. Steve Friswell is a passionate runner, a run director at Coventry Junior Parkrun, and a member of the Massey Ferguson Running Club. He's completed more than 250 parkruns with a personal best of 2050 and has also taken on a few half marathons and marathons along the way. Right now, Steve's on holiday here in New Zealand, making the most of it by ticking off as many parkruns as he can. We'll chat to him about his running journey, his work with the Junior Parkrun, and what it's like to be part of a community that spans the globe. Steve, welcome to the show. It's really great to have you here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Steve, you're here visiting from Coventry. What brings you to New Zealand, and what have you done on this trip so far?
Well, it's a long-awaited holiday for my wife and I. We came here 10 years ago with two of our children, and we always wanted to come back.
Right.
And so here we are. So we've come there for pretty much 8 weeks. And in terms of what we've done so far, we arrived in Auckland last weekend. Sadly, too late to do one of the parkruns in Auckland, but
Yes.
so arrived on the early hours of Saturday morning of last week, and we've been to up to Russell
Yes.
and back down to here.
Yes. And of course, today's Saturday, and guess where I met you?
Yeah, at
Whangarei Parkrun.
Whangarei Parkrun. Yes, we've learnt how to say Whangarei correctly in the last few days.
Right.
So was pronouncing it incorrectly for quite a long time now. So yes, this was the goal, to be here for today, so I could do my first parkrun in New Zealand.
Yes. And on very short notice, when I'd got up chatting to you at Parkrun and heard your story, I thought, would you come onto the podcast? And you accepted. So thank you for doing that. Let's go back to the beginning. How did you get into running?
I did do some running at school and as a teenager, but really I only got back into running in, what would it be, 2018. Two of my children had registered for parkrun. They registered me for parkrun and said, "Dad, will you come along?"
Yes.
So I did in the January of 2018.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we did 2 or 3 together, but then I'm the one that's still doing it. And they're occasional runners, but they're still active, but they're just occasional parkruns.
What do you remember about the very first parkrun?
I remember the sense of community of just arriving there, and just I was just amazed at how many people. Coventry's generally got 600 plus people. These days, often 800 people.
Wow, that's a big parkrun.
Great crowd of people. You know, the run director briefing. It all seemed so well organised, and we stood a fair way back because we just didn't know how well we'd go. So I just remember, I think I finished my first one in something like 36 minutes.
Yes.
But it was just great because myself and the 2 kids were just ambled around, just at our own pace, stayed together, just enjoyed it as a family, and it was good.
Fabulous. So that large number of people didn't feel too overwhelming?
Not at all, no. It's a great course. It's wide. It's everyone spreads out, as you know. Once you're away from the start, the field does spread out quickly.
And everybody's always so friendly and welcoming, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, everyone's we made some connections even in the first week of people that we'd not met before.
Yes.
It's just interesting when you go back for the second or third week, you tend to then, at that time, your timing wise, you're just similar to other folks. So you get to see other people that are doing around that same time as you, and just even if it's a nod and a sort of acknowledgement, you just get to talk to them.
Yes.
It's just great.
Yeah, it's a great community. You've now done over 250 parkruns. What keeps you coming back week after week?
I just enjoy it. I mean, at the time when I first started, I was doing one run a week, if you like, on a Saturday. And as you know, I mean, you get the bug, as we do.
Yes.
And the times start to improve, don't they? So from 36 minutes, they start to drop. And you think, wouldn't it be good to get to 30 minutes?
Yes.
And so you start to set yourself targets. So 30 minutes, then can I do 28 minutes? Can I get to 25 minutes and so on?
Yes.
So I think there's that personal challenge.
Yes.
We know it's not a race, but it's just that personal challenge. And
Yes.
so after a while, I started doing more than one run a week, and then I'd be doing maybe two runs in the middle of the week,
Yeah.
just short 5K runs or something,
Yes.
just to, and then that, as we know, that will help improve the times on a Saturday once you're doing a little bit more
More.
during the week. So I just gradually built up the mileage and so on. Yeah.
No, that's fabulous. You're run director at the Coventry Junior Parkrun. How did that come about, and what do you enjoy most about working with the younger runners?
After I've been running a while, we're going to come to the Massey Ferguson Runners Club part. But the after a while, I got to meet a lot of the Massey Ferguson Runners Club members at the Coventry Parkrun.
Yes.
And so over time, I did connect with them, joined with them in the middle of 2019, I think it was, not long before COVID. And there was already a committee, a core team being set up to
Right.
look at organising a new junior parkrun in Coventry. And so one of the Massey Ferguson club members just put out a note saying, anybody interested in helping?
Right.
So I thought, that sounds cool. I'll have a go at that.
Yes.
And so I just put my name forward and got invited to one of the core team meetings.
Oh.
And as they say, everything, the rest is history,
Yes.
I guess. So, of course, the pre-COVID, we actually got to the point with Junior Parkrun where we ran a test event in the March
Okay.
of the lockdown of COVID. So we had the test event on something like the 18th of March and then got locked down 2 or 3 days later. And so we couldn't then run the inaugural event until the middle of 2021.
Right.
So, yeah, but that's how I got involved. It was through a fellow member of Massey Ferguson Club just putting a shout out for any interested folk.
Yeah. So tell us, what's the atmosphere like at the junior parkrun compared to a standard parkrun?
I think it's just fabulous. We've got an enormous number of parents, grandparents and supporters that come along to Junior Parkrun because for every little 4-year-old or 5-year-old,
Yes.
you've usually got 2 or 3 other adults with them.
Right.
And often the adults, we encourage adults when they're age 4, adults, it's not so much we encourage them, but adults are able to run with them when they're that age. And often the children feel more comfortable if mum or dad or granddad or grandma is running around with them.
Right.
They
Yes.
feel safer, they feel more secure. And so it's just got a real family feel.
Yes.
And it's just great just seeing these little youngsters. Because the age group, you probably know this, but the age group is 4 to 14.
All right.
But the vast majority of the children are actually in the 4 to 11 age bracket.
Right.
So they are at that younger age. They have a lot more
Yes.
parental support.
Yes.
And it's just a lot of happy, smiling faces on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, I bet. I don't actually know too much about junior parkrun.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure that there is actually one in New Zealand. Do you know if there is?
Well, I did look on the app. I did look to see if there was from the events, and you can sort of press a little icon for juniors versus events. I don't think there is a
Ah,
junior parkrun in New Zealand. I mean, to share, I mean the difference. I mean, junior parkrun is 2K
right.
rather than
Okay.
5K.
Mm-hmm.
Junior parkrun always runs on a Sunday in the UK at Sunday at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Whereas the 5K runs at 9 o'clock on every Saturday. So it's just like the main parkrun. It's got a fixed time slot
Yes.
every week, so people know.
Yeah.
And so you can travel between, parkrun tourism for juniors as well is a thing.
Right.
So juniors will rock up at different junior parkruns because they know they're always going to be at 9 o'clock on a Sunday.
Yes.
So it is 2K. It tends to, we need, from a safeguarding point of view, we need a lot more marshals, volunteers. So we have marshals, it's a line of sight effectively between marshals to keep the children safe. So
Right.
that's generally, we work on every 100 metres, there's a marshal. So, and the Coventry junior one, we call it the War Memorial Park Junior Parkrun, but the one in Coventry, it's a two laps
Okay.
of 2 laps
For
of a
1
kilometre
kilometre.
effectively.
Mm.
And so we need the sort of the 10 marshals around the course as well as the other
Right.
additional folk. Everything else about Junior Parkrun is pretty much the same
Yes.
barcode, the same registration works,
Mhm.
the same scanning apps, volunteer apps on the phone. That one works. Big difference with us is the 2 big differences. We don't, apart from the distance, we don't have dogs.
Mhm.
Dogs is a parkrun policy, no dogs for volunteers or for participants.
Okay.
And one of the other differences is we do a warm-up before we start. So
Oh,
after the run director's brief, there's actually
the group warm-up.
a group warm-up, yeah, led by the volunteers, which is a nice little thing. And yeah, and then they set off for their 2K. So
Fabulous.
it's just a nice feel.
It sounds amazing and so good to get the kids started at that young age, and then they can progress on to the regular park runs.
Absolutely. So we do have some of our regulars, as I say, the vast majority are in that
Yeah,
4 to 11 age bracket, but the more serious ones over 11,
yeah,
some of them do start to do
yeah. Regular
the
park run,
regular park
the
run and some
5K.
incredible times, because you tend to find the ones that are in the 11 to 14 age bracket tend to be a member of a local triathlon club
Right.
or running club. They're keen
Yes,
at that age.
yeah,
And so they're incredible times at 5K park run.
yeah.
So great.
Well, possibly this will spark something in New Zealand to get that going for the youth.
Yeah, I think it'd be a fabulous thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to get the right venues and the right group of people to organise it, and it'd be a great thing to do in New Zealand. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, good luck, New Zealand, with that one.
Absolutely. Steve, how important do you think events like Junior Park Run are for introducing the young kids into the activity and that community spirit?
Mm. I think it's vital. I think we get good feedback each week from parents and grandparents that just say to us, if it wasn't for this, then they'd be struggling to get their children out of bed
All right.
on a Sunday
Yeah.
morning.
Yep.
And often there's a often there's a sort of they've got friends at school
Mm-hmm.
or some other social setting that have sort of talked about junior parkrun,
Yeah.
and they've then gone and badged their parent to take them along to see what
Right.
it's like. And so we if people come along and they've not registered, we encourage them to register in a way that Jeremy was saying this morning, run director at Parkrun this morning. Come and let's register after the event.
Yes.
Let's get as many people
Yeah.
engaged. So we find that with some families, we just need to do that, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It just gets them hooked in.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I should mention about junior parkrun is that there are other rewards. There are actually wristbands.
Yes.
So there's sort of achievement wristbands in the way that we have for a number of runs
Yes.
for like T-shirts and things for 25, but the children can get a half marathon wristband for doing 11 runs.
Wow.
So effectively 11 times 2K.
Yes.
They get to do a half marathon distance over 11 runs, so they get a
Right.
half marathon wristband.
That's
And
very
then
good.
marathon wristband at 21 runs, then ultra marathon wristband at 50 runs.
Wow.
And they can get a 100
Wow.
wristband.
Right.
And then they can download a certificate off the system,
Mm-hmm.
the department system, for their bedroom wall, or for show and tell at school, as
Oh,
we would
that,
call it. So there's that element of achievement and
yes.
reward, which is great. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Do you have any standout funny moments that have occurred or if memorable events?
I was thinking, not so much funny, really. The memorable thing, my favourite moments are just seeing these young 4-year-olds, tottering around really with mum and dad. They might only do one lap on their first occasion, and we insist that don't push the kids. It's all about fun.
Yeah.
Make sure they have fun. If they want to stop after one lap, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then when you see them come back,
Yeah.
and then over time they actually get to the stage where they're able to do the 2K on their own without mum and dad and so on. And then my standout moments are when we've got some of our children. We're actually celebrating our 200th event tomorrow.
Wow.
And I'm not there for it, but we're celebrating our 200th event. But we've had quite a number of our children now have got to 100 junior park runs. And so as a run director, as part of the core team, to be able to sort of celebrate that and present the children with their 100 wristband. And they've done all, if not the vast majority of them, with us. And we've seen them grow so much. It's just wonderful.
Very rewarding.
So rewarding. So rewarding, yeah.
That's awesome. You're also part of the Massey Ferguson Running Club. Tell us a bit about that. What makes it so special?
Well, it's another community feel thing, really. It's a wonderful club with a great range of people all ages and abilities.
Mm.
So it's not a club that's elitist in any way. It's just a club that you can join in and you can uh, just go on different training runs. So I like running from my local park. So, for example, we have on a Wednesday evening, we might have 6 or 8 graded runs, different speeds. But you can dip in and out of whichever group you want, and you'll always go and find some great people to have a chat with in
Mm.
the run. So I I don't worry about running with a fast group or a slow group. I just go with a group that that I feel comfortable with that
Mm.
particular week. So it's good.
I think it's very much the same with our local running club. A lot of people tend to think, oh, to belong to a running club, you need to be a really good runner.
Mm,
But that's not the case.
no,
You become a good runner because you
yeah,
interacting with people with a lot of knowledge. You learn so much, and it's just such a great opportunity to learn and grow and to share in community.
yeah.
Yeah. You've clocked a parkrun PB of 2050. What kind of training routine helped you reach that time?
I don't know. I think I was just doing a lot of regular miles.
Yes.
I don't think I've particularly trained in a certain way to get that time, and maybe the time would have been better if I had.
Mm.
But having said what I said about the Massey's Club and going with different groups, I tend to, mostly I do go with one group,
Yes.
and we do speed work and reps and things on a Wednesday
All right.
on some of the weeks,
Yes.
and that will have helped,
Oh,
I think.
yes.
But generally, I don't do any track work or anything like that. It's just I
Yeah.
generally just go for distance, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a more technical way of uh, me training,
Yeah.
which I've not adopted yet. There's always time.
Well, if you did dedicate and put yourself into a good training plan,
Mm,
just think of what you could achieve if you achieved that time without really any
yeah,
structured plan.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
watch the space. There's more in Steve to come.
I, I'm not sure.
You've run a few half marathons and marathons. What were those experiences like and compared to parkrun, for instance?
Mm. Well, as you know, you've just got to put a lot more training in for a half marathon and a marathon in particular.
Mm.
Uh, so for me, that's the big difference. So I did retire in 2020 during the pandemic. And so I found myself able now to go for a run, do my long, slow run
Yeah.
on a Monday morning rather than having to do it on a Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
to go back to work on a Monday. So I was able to then start training in a different way and put more miles in.
Yeah.
I did find before I did my first half marathon that I was conscious of trying to do the distance before I actually went to the actual race itself, and so I was so yes, that's how I prepare for that. I was very cautious, I think, and I had a lot of respect for the marathon distance because I've only ever done 2
Mm.
marathons now. I
Mm.
never had a plan to do a marathon,
Right.
and I can't remember if this is another question you were going to ask me, but the standout one is the Leeds Marathon of, what would it be, 2023,
Right.
and I was inspired to train for that
Yes.
because within the UK we've had a lot of uh, inspirational fundraising around the motor neurone disease
Okay.
issue, and there's sadly a rugby league legend called Rob Burrow. He passed in uh, only last year or so, but there's been a lot of fundraising in his name,
Okay.
and a guy called Kevin Sinfield, a rugby legend, has been sort of leading that, and they were restarting the Leeds Marathon in 2023 to raise funds for M&D, and it was such an inspirational story.
Mm.
I was sitting there watching breakfast TV, and I thought, I've just got to have a go at that.
Yeah.
So it gave me enough months to train, and I really did respect the distance because I wasn't sure how well I would be able to do that, and I was pleased to get under 4 hours for that. And it's not an easy course. It's got a really serious hill
Yeah.
in it, and which seems to go on forever. and I was just really pleased to be able to get around, get up the hill without walking,
Yeah.
and just finish it. I'm really proud of that as an achievement,
Oh,
and
yes.
it was for such a good cause as well.
Mm.
So that was my sort of inspiration.
Your
Being
standout.
inspired by others to do that, and my
Yes.
standout event, really, I think that was probably my best performance ever, even though the time wouldn't be my best because of the hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing that. Yes.
Mm.
Doing something when the cause is bigger than yourself and you've got
Yeah,
the is such a good motivator, isn't it? It
absolutely.
really attracts people to it. Steve, you're on a parkrun mission here while you're in New Zealand. What parkruns do you have planned?
Mm. Well, I'm not exactly sure yet, but we'll be doing another one on the North Island before we go across to the South Island. So on the South Island, we're going to be heading for Invercargill. And Invercargill is one of the ones I definitely wanted to do because it's at the southern tip
Yeah.
of the island, and I thought that's probably the most southern parkrun anywhere,
Yeah.
I would guess. So, and then after that, we're going to head up the east coast of the South Island, and I think Timaru is the final one before we fly out of Christchurch towards the end of November.
Fabulous. That's
Mm.
exciting. You've only done one parkrun so far in New Zealand, but have you noticed any difference between what you used to back in the UK?
Yeah, not really. It's just got the same great feel. Just
Mm.
friendly people, great organisation. The organisation is very comparable. Run director Jeremy said this morning, global. Really, it is a global thing, or it might have been first time as welcome guy, but it is such a global thing that it all feels the same wherever you go. The
Yes.
people are always friendly. Runners generally are friendly folk,
Mm.
and it's just so no real difference. Just great, a nice feel.
That's so good to know. How do you balance exploring the country and fitting in parkruns each weekend?
I think that's the point, really. I'm here with my wife, and it's an important holiday for the two of us, and so the holiday is the most important factor here.
Right.
And if it happens that there's a park run nearby, then I'll make sure I can get to it. And
Yes.
so it's pretty much the holiday takes priority, and hopefully there's a park run nearby.
Oh, great. As someone who volunteers regularly, how do you think volunteering enhances your own running experience?
So I think it helps me appreciate and value the volunteers that are helping to put on other running events. So on the Sunday before I came out to New Zealand, I was running a local 10-mile race, and I was just going around saying thank you, Marshall,
Yes.
to them in the way that I would on a park run. And I think it's important that we value volunteers
Yes.
in any event. So I think it just makes me appreciate and value the time that people put in, because as we know, to put on any of these 10-mile races, half marathon, marathon, there's a lot of people volunteering to put those things on. And I think we've just got to show our appreciation. That's
They wouldn't
just makes
happen
me
if it
value.
wasn't for the volunteers.
Absolutely. There'd be no events. Yeah.
Yes. If somebody's sitting there listening to this and thinking, oh, I'd like to get involved as a volunteer or run director at
Mm.
Parkrun, what would you say to them?
I'd just say, don't hesitate. Just get involved, because within the junior parkrun and within the main 5K parkrun in Coventry, we have a lot of volunteers that are not runners, but it enables them to be part of the community without having to run. And, some of those volunteers, they may choose to be a park walker or a tail walker, or they may have another role on managing the funnels or the barcode scan. There are so many roles to be done.
Yes.
And they don't all need none of them actually need much training.
Yes.
And so it's there. I'd say don't hesitate, just get involved and feel part of it,
Yes.
which is so important.
It's a very rewarding feeling, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And I know we can get wristbands and we can get things now for volunteering as well, in T-shirts, which I think actually is good, because that helps to recognise
Absolutely.
volunteers for the time and effort they put in.
Yes, exactly. Finally, Steve, what's next for you? Any goals, races, or parkrun milestones you're chasing after?
I mean, parkrun milestone. I've been I was sort of recovering from an injury at the start of this year, so I'd like to get back in the 21 minutes times within a 5K park run.
Yeah.
That would be one goal. I was running in the 21 minutes in January and then injured myself at the end of January. So back to 21-minute park runs. I've now got an entry for a local half marathon back in the UK.
Right.
The first Sunday of February.
Okay.
So I'm going to train for that. That will be the longest run I've done since I sort of the injury in January. So in terms of running goals, that would be it. I'm really not sure whether I want to do another marathon. It's such a time commitment, and I really,
Yes.
I commend those people that do them all of the time. But it's just, I really haven't decided yet whether that's for me or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a marathon is a big commitment, a lot of training, and it's a big step up from a half marathon.
Absolutely. So,
right. Steve, is there anything else you'd like to share? Anything that's on your heart that maybe you'd like to share with the listeners and viewers?
One thing I was thinking of on the way here was that, and it's linked to the Massey Ferguson Running Club, actually. I mean, what we've also got, part of the community, we've actually, those of us that have retired, and it doesn't have to be those who are retired, those that are available on a Tuesday morning, we sometimes have what we call the running buddies that meet at the local park.
Okay.
And it's a very social thing.
Yes.
And it's just great. So we just, there's a group of 6 or 7 of us at the moment that meet at 10:30 on a Tuesday morning. We do 2 laps of the park. It's about 6K. And then coffee at the cafe in the park. And it's just another part of that sort of nice running community, you know, some lovely people, you know, good company.
Yes.
Just a nice part of another thing to celebrate, really, within the running community.
Yes.
So
fantastic.
So,
fabulous. That was Steve Friswell sharing his love of running, volunteering and parkrun from Coventry to New Zealand and beyond. It's always inspiring to hear how one person's passion for community and fitness can ripple through generations, especially through the junior parkrun movement. If you're listening and haven't tried parkrun yet, maybe it's your sign to show up, walk, jog, run or volunteer at your local event. You never know where it might take you, maybe even the world, just like Steve. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time for another episode celebrating runners, volunteers, and the stories that bring our running communities together.